Are you confused about whether to feed your cat wet or dry food? Well, you're not alone. The wet versus dry cat food debate is a hot topic among feline enthusiasts and professionals alike. The truth is, there's no one-size-fits-all answer to this question. The best choice for your cat can depend on a variety of factors, including their health, age, and personal preference. Some cats might thrive on wet food, while others might do better with dry kibble. And let's not forget about the cost factor. Because, let's face it, cat food can be a significant part of your monthly budget. Today we're going to dive deep into the world of cat food. We'll explore the pros and cons of both wet and dry options, consider the nutritional content, and talk about how to make a decision that suits both your cat's needs and your wallet. In this video, we'll weigh the pros and cons of both wet and dry cat food to help you make the best decision for your furry friend. Let's dive right into the world of wet cat food and its benefits. Wet cat food, often packaged in cans or pouches, has some compelling advantages that might make it the right choice for your feline friend. First off, wet cat food has a high moisture content. This can be particularly beneficial for cats, as they have a low thirst drive and may not drink enough water on their own. By feeding them wet cat food, you help ensure they stay hydrated, which is crucial for their kidney health and overall well-being. Next, let's talk about taste. Cats are known for being finicky eaters, but many find the flavor and aroma of wet food irresistible. This can be especially useful if you have a picky eater on your hands or if your cat is older and has lost some of its sense of smell. The strong aroma of wet food can help stimulate their appetite and ensure they get the nutrition they need. And speaking of nutrition, wet cat food often contains more protein and fewer carbohydrates than dry food. This aligns well with a cat's natural diet, which is high in protein. So, by feeding your cat wet food, you could be providing a more nutritionally optimal meal. Finally, the variety of flavors and textures available in wet cat food is truly astounding. From chicken and salmon to beef and rabbit, and from pate to chunks and gravy, you're sure to find a combination that your cat will love. This variety can help keep mealtimes interesting and encourage your cat to eat a balanced diet. So, wet cat food seems to be a great choice, right? But it has its drawbacks too. Let's discuss them. While wet cat food has its perks, it's not without its challenges. The first hurdle cat owners often encounter is the higher cost. Wet cat food typically comes at a steeper price than dry food. This could be a significant factor for those managing a tight budget. Next, let's talk about shelf life. Once opened, wet cat food needs to be consumed within a few hours, or it could spoil. This requires careful portion control and planning, especially if you have a picky eater on your paws. Lastly, there's the issue of dental health. Some believe that wet cat food may lead to dental issues, as it doesn't provide the abrasive action that dry food does to help clean teeth. However, this is a contentious point and more research is needed. Now that we've looked at wet cat food, let's shift our focus to dry cat food. Now, let's crunch into the benefits of dry cat food. Our feline friends are notorious for their finicky eating habits, but dry cat food may just hit the sweet spot. This option is often a go-to for many cat owners, and for good reason. One of the most compelling advantages of dry cat food is its cost-effectiveness. Compared to wet cat food, the dry variant tends to be less expensive, making it a great choice for those on a tight budget. Let's not forget the convenience factor. Dry cat food boasts a longer shelf life, which means you can buy in bulk without worrying about its expiration date. This not only saves you money, but also frequent trips to the pet store. Plus, it's easier to store and less messy than its wet counterpart. But it's not just about the convenience for you. It's also about the possible health benefits for your feline friend. Dry cat food can help scrape off plaque from your cat's teeth, potentially promoting dental health. This is a significant advantage, considering that dental diseases are common in cats. Another perk of dry cat food is that it can be left out all day without spoiling. This free feeding option is particularly beneficial if you're out of the house for long periods, allowing your cat to nibble throughout the day. It's also worth noting that some cats simply prefer the crunchy texture of dry food. The tactile sensation may be more appealing to them, stimulating their senses and making mealtimes more enjoyable. However, like with anything else, it's important to consider the quality of the dry cat food. Look for options that have a high protein content and minimal fillers to ensure your cat is getting the nutrition it needs. Dry cat food seems convenient, doesn't it? But let's consider its downsides too. As with all things, balance is key. In the next segment, we'll dive into the disadvantages of dry cat food, helping you make an informed decision for your feline friend. Dry cat food, while handy, comes with its own set of challenges. One of the notable disadvantages is its lower moisture content. Unlike their wet counterparts, dry foods lack significant water content, which can lead to dehydration if your feline friend isn't drinking enough water separately. Another point to consider is that dry cat food can potentially lead to obesity. Yes, those crunchy kibbles are often calorie-dense, and it's easy for cats to overeat, especially if they're left with an all-you-can-eat buffet all day. Lastly, let's not forget about the taste. Some cats might turn up their noses at dry food, finding it less appealing than the juicy, meaty goodness of wet food. Remember, cats are carnivores by nature, and the texture and taste of dry food may not always hit the mark. Now that we have the pros and cons of both wet and dry cat food, let's summarize our points. It's been a journey exploring wet and dry cat food, hasn't it? We've delved into the advantages and disadvantages of both types, and it's clear that there's no one-size-fits-all answer. It's all about finding the right balance for your feline friend. When it comes to wet cat food, we've learned that it's a great source of hydration, and it's often more palatable to cats, making it a solid choice for picky eaters. However, it's also typically more expensive and has a shorter shelf life once opened, which may not be ideal for all cat owners. On the other hand, dry cat food is convenient, cost-effective, and can be left out for free feeding without spoiling. It also aids in dental health by reducing the buildup of plaque. But it's important to remember that it's less hydrating and may not be as enticing to some cats as wet food. The key takeaway from our exploration is that the choice between wet and dry cat food ultimately depends on your cat's individual needs and preferences. Factors like age, health status, and personal taste play a crucial role. For instance, a kitten or senior cat might benefit more from the high moisture content in wet food, while an adult cat with a penchant for grazing throughout the day might prefer dry food. In the end, you might find that a mix of both wet and dry food works best for your cat, giving them the variety they crave while ensuring they get the nutrition they need. Consult with your vet to develop a feeding plan that suits your cat's specific requirements. As we wrap up, let's not forget, nutrition is just one aspect of cat care. Regular vet checkups, plenty of playtime, and lots of love are equally important for your cat's well-being. Remember, the best food for your cat is the one that meets their nutritional needs and that they'll happily eat. Before we wrap up, a quick reminder. If you found this guide helpful, why not hit that subscribe button? You'll join a community of cat enthusiasts just like yourself. It's a simple click, but it means a world to us. It helps us continue sharing these nuggets of wisdom with you. And while you're at it, give this video a thumbs up too. That way you're telling us that you appreciate the effort we put into creating content like this. Plus, it helps other cat owners find this video more easily. We regularly churn out content around pet care, so subscribing ensures you won't miss out on any of our future guides. You'll also be the first to know when we upload new content. So let's continue this journey together, learning and sharing about our feline friends. Thanks for watching, and remember, the key to a happy cat is a well-informed owner.